news for the state of Tennessee in 10 minutes. Tennessee in 10 is made possible by Tennessee Department of Labor and Workforce Development.
Thanks for joining us for Tennessee in 10. I'm Amanda Hara. We're going to start in West Tennessee this morning, where authorities are now searching for the suspects in a quadruple homicide.
I'm Taylor Tucker. An abandoned baby left in a car seat in a front yard has turned into a quadruple homicide investigation. The 7-month-old baby girl is now safe after being left in a Dyer County yard hours before the bodies of 4 of her relatives were found nearby in Lake County. The victims include the baby's parents, grandmother, and 15-year-old uncle. The TBI is leading the investigation with help from the FBI and other agencies. Detectives say this appears to be an isolated incident.
I'm Whitney Turner in the WVLT newsroom. 2 people are now charged after a child told authorities he would get locked in a dog kennel and hit with a metal pole for misbehaving. 27-year-old Josh Hoffer and 28-year-old Amber Hoffer are now charged with child endangerment. The Knox County Sheriff's Office investigated 2 kids around 6 years old walking on Clear Springs Road without an adult. The kids told deputies they were hungry and had not eaten. Search of the home found 7 kids living in, quote, deplorable and uninhabitable conditions. All the children were taken to East Tennessee Children's Hospital.
We're learning new details about a shooting that left a man dead outside Wendys. Police arrested Darrell Bowers, the general manager of the restaurant, and charged him with murder. The shooting happened around 5:30 Monday evening. Police say they found the victim lying on the ground. Court documents say Bowers was the one who called 911. And police found a gun in his waistband. Documents say Bowers got into a fight about an employee leaving. According to the affidavit, the victim was there to pick up the employee. The 3 got into a confrontation in the parking lot when Bowers shot the victim.
First Alert meteorologist Stefano DiPietro is tracking, surprise, surprise, more heat across the state today.
But we finally have some relief coming late this week and heading into the weekend. So here's your heat alerts for today. Middle Tennessee heat advisory, West Tennessee an extreme heat warning. No heat advisories or warnings out in East Tennessee. The heat index today should mostly range between about 100 to 105 degrees. Only a couple of spots in West Tennessee may feel a little bit hotter than that. High temperatures are low to mid 90s. I do want you to keep an eye out for a pop-up shower or thunderstorm as we head through our day today. This afternoon, getting into the evening hours. Now, this is not going to be a big soaker anywhere overall the entire day, but any of these storms could be slow moving enough that heavier downpours could cause some ponding and maybe some flooding in some poor drainage areas. But it's not like I'm talking a major flooding threat. Overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, any rain and storms taper off. We're in the 70s to start off the day tomorrow. Then in the afternoon, still an isolated shower or thunderstorm, maybe southeast, mainly rather in southeast Tennessee. We'll be in the 80s, though, across the state. Gone are the 90s, and we should be able to hold off those 90s through the weekend heading into early next week. With the average coming in right around the low 90s, we will end up below average, and the humidity backs off as well.
A mid-state school district that will no longer allow doctor's notes to excuse a student's absence has now sent out forms asking families to waive their child's HIPAA rights. The new policy says there will be exceptions for chronic illnesses, but that those illnesses would have to be verified. That's why the district wants parents to waive the HIPAA rights. Students' health information could also be used in court proceedings. We talked to a child welfare lawyer with 3 children who attend Lawrence County schools.
Arguably, if the school system is using it in court, it is going to be because the school system has filed a lawsuit against my family.
If a client came to you and asked your legal advice on whether they should sign this, what advice would you give them?
I, across the board, have said that I will not be signing it for my children. And I wouldn't give anybody else any advice that I wouldn't be willing to take myself.
O'Neill worries disputes over attendance will clog up the court docket that is already full of child abuse and neglect cases. Lawrence County Schools told us the policy is meant to address the district's chronic absenteeism, which was at about 17% last year. That's how many students missed 18 or more days of school.
Memphis Shelby County school leaders passed a new cell phone policy. This is a response to a new Tennessee law restricting phones in schools. The vote passed 9-0 during a business meeting. The law requires every school district in the state to create a policy that limits use of cell phones, tablets, smartwatches, or other wireless communication devices during class time, and the consequences for violations. The law also requires schools have a plan in place to let parents know about any school emergencies. From the WMC Action News 5 newsroom in Memphis, I'm Taylor Tucker.
Officials with Claiborne County Schools say they're beefing up security measures. They're bringing in new technology for the upcoming school year. It's a mobile alert system that all teachers in the district will have access to. It looks like a simple device, just a badge with a button, but one press can instantly call for help. That button is a panic button from Centegix. Claiborne County Schools partnered with them to bring these buttons into all schools. School resource officers and administrators will immediately know who pushed the button and where they are. Teachers and staff will also be able to trigger a lockdown, alerting first responders instantly.
Those tools are just absolutely imperative for teachers. They're asked to do so much every day, and then to just be able to click of a button, have someone there for you in those unpredictable situations is just invaluable.
This isn't the only East Tennessee district to have this system. Lenore City Schools brought these badge panic buttons into schools and security scanning systems last year as well.
Well, there is a new learning requirement for students all across Tennessee. This year, students will learn about gun safety. A law passed last year that requires public schools offer firearm safety courses. The instruction will cover safe storage and how to avoid getting hurt if a student finds a gun.
It also has to be non-political. The curriculum must be non-political, and a parent can opt out. So if a parent isn't comfortable with their child learning about firearm safety in school, they can also opt out.
Officials say that parents should also be having conversations at home about gun safety and storage.
The jail in Cocke County is going on 10 months out of commission since the devastating floods of Hurricane Helene. Leaders say a delayed response from FEMA is costing them. We sat down with the mayor, who tells us the agency is wavering on building a new jail for the county. Mayor Rob Mathis says the county is budgeting millions as they wait for FEMA to help. He says he's hoping FEMA will at least chip in to help pay for a new jail. But as they wait for answers, the cost to transport inmates to other counties keeps going up.
Every day it's costing us thousands of dollars. Every single day that this is delayed, it's almost a year out, and we still have no clarity from FEMA on exactly what the plan is or exactly what the status is, and it's frustrating.
Mayor Mathis says they're looking up to $80 million to build a new jail. For context, the county's annual budget, other than schools, is only about $35 million. Back to you.
Right now, police are trying to figure out who vandalized a cemetery in Cookeville. Officials say 23 headstones were knocked over or damaged. Several vases and flowers were taken from grave sites. Police say this happened around 8 o'clock Tuesday night. They say no one was seen in the cemetery at that time and that so far no witnesses have come forward.